Dr. Peter Ndubisi Mba. Honorable sir, it's our pleasure to have you.
Thank you. My pleasure too to have the Aneke TV team in my office.
Thank you, and for speaking to us under short notice and being open to talk to us is something we really appreciate. But without wasting time, Honorable sir, let's look at Nigeria at 65. What is your view on the milestone so far?
Well, on my view concerning Nigeria at 65 is that first, we give God all the thanks and praise that we still have a country called Nigeria that is 65 years today. As much as I can tell you that the dreams and aspiration and expectations of the founding fathers of this country is still very far to be met. We are still grappling with a lot of challenges as a nation. We are yet to really have a nation, because a nation should have a common identity. Here we have a country with different nationalities. So the problem that Nigeria has been grappling with is so much. Today we have a lot of unemployed youths. Today we have insecurity. You cannot travel across Nigeria without having your heart in the mouth. You have a lot of leadership crisis. We've seen a lot of our leaders that have done less to be desired. We've seen corruption taking the center stage of the government of this country. So successive governments, where what we've gotten is nothing to really write home about. But like I said in the beginning, there is still hope. We thank God we are still a country, we are still a nation, and we're building a nation. So with hope that as time moves on, that we'll be able to correct the challenges we find ourselves. No nation or country in the world that have never had their own times of trials. So I think we are still on our own, and we are trudging ahead. By His grace, we will have light at the end of the tunnel.
All right. Chief, you're one of the leaders of this nation, vis-a-vis your role in Enugu State. However, we want to know or ask, what advice, one, do you have for leaders in Nigeria?
Yes, my major advice to our leaders in this country is for them to focus on the people. If God has given you the opportunity and the privilege to be on the seat of leadership, know that God has entrusted millions of people under your care to provide jobs for them, to provide security for them, to make life worth living for these people, to make education accessible to all the citizens of this country. We have the resources to do that. So my advice to our leaders is to be leaders with empathy, leaders that will lead the people, leaders that will turn things around for the greater benefit of the masses.
All right. Honorable Frank Adioma Ezesinachi, you are a Nigerian, you are a father, you've been in this nation. What can you tell Nigerians, the citizens now?
Well, what I can tell the citizens is to keep faith alive, keep praying, and then be part of the process. The evil men celebrate because the good ones are silent, or they are passive. I encourage every Nigerian to be part of the process. Go get your PVC, vote for the candidates that will deliver the dividends of democracy. Vote for people you have their track records, people that have succeeded in their other endeavors and private endeavors as individuals. Do not entrust people you don't know their pedigree and background with the faith and prospect of this nation.
Right.
Excellency Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubisimba is very passionate about the youths. When he have the catchphrase of his government that our tomorrow is here, is basically tailored to move the youths to where the world is moving into. Today we are talking about technology, ICT, and so on. I am aware that His Excellency has had a lot of programs. A lot of our youths have been trained and equipped both on ICT and the other areas. His Excellency is embarking on smart farms. We now have working on having 260 farms in the 260 wells. These farms are going to be smart farms. His Excellency is going to deploy tractors and other implements. These are farms that will be first, that have all the facilities of a modern farm, the storage house, and so on. And then helping the youths equally to get back to farming. His Excellency's area of education, even as we speak, the SME has organized another program to train our youths on ICT. And then we'll be moving along with that. The sports festival and so on that His Excellency is here. These are all towards catching the youths and engaging them in something meaningful.
All right. Honorable, while you were talking, you did mention of smart school. All right, we'll go to a short break. We'll return and continue on this issue.
Hello, I'm Debra Wakoba. I am Chidimike Mede.
I am Uche Osai.
I'm Chiwendo Ifeonwankwe.
My name is Obobina Samson.
Please keep watching Aneke TV, or you can visit us on our socials like Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, or YouTube, all at Aneke TV.
This is Aneke TV. We move with the world.
Let's look at education in Enugu State. So far, I want to ask, what made other states and Nigeria look at Enugu State as a model to copy?
Well, thank you. You see, when you have a governor that has a passion for a generational change, His Excellency Peter Ndubisimba's foray into education is something that he's so passionate about, trying to change the story of the Enugu child, trying to put an Enugu child where the future is going. That is why he's so passionate and started the construction of the 260 smart schools. These 260 smart schools is not about the brick and mortar. It's not about the building that we are seeing there. What we are looking at is the softwares that will make the building smart. When you will have all the components of the modern technology, ICT based, where you have other laboratories that will house the mechatronics laboratory, artificial intelligence, and so on. These are different labs that are going to be there. This is an idea that from primary 4 or basic 4, as they are called, they will have tablets through which they will now be doing their homework and taking their notes. This is moving from the analog to the digital, to where that tomorrow, bringing that tomorrow back here. So I am happy to inform you that if you have listened to His Excellency's broadcast on Monday, that these schools has resumed. Yes, there have been delays. The 260 smart schools are not yet ready. But most of, like His Excellency's promised, that before the end of this term, all the 260 smart schools must have been on. His Excellency is doing about 15,000 school uniforms. Each pupil will have 2 sets of this uniform. And then they will be having 1 balanced meal every afternoon in their school.
1 balanced meal daily.
Daily, in all the schools. In all the schools. And it's going to be free from pre-nursery to what we know as just 3. And then they will be able to exit into the normal secondary school or move into the proposed technical schools and then secondary schools. Each of the 17 local governments will have secondary schools, smart secondary school. Each of the federal constituencies we have in Enugu, 8 of them, we will have 8 technical and vocational colleges. You can have the prototype now is GTC, Government Technical College in Enugu. If you go there now, they have resumed. They are indoctrinating their students now that are going to take off from those bases. So His Excellency is very, very passionate about education. His Excellency, in one of my discussions, told me that nobody can make you inferior without your consent. The difference between individuals is what you know, the knowledge you have. And then, before now, other states will look at Enugu at where they will come to pick apprentices. But by the special grace of God, with the advent of this smart school and the technological innovation that is being placed on them, the era of seeking for apprentices in Enugu is gone. You will now be looking for Enugu when you want to have children that are tech savvy. Each of these schools will have smart boards. There are a lot that will happen in this smart school. That is why it is called smart school. It's not about the building, but the things that will be embedded in the school. So that is revolutionizing the educational system of Enugu. And I'm happy, like you said, a lot of other states have been coming down to Enugu to copy what we are doing. So I've seen some pictures on social media where others said they constructed a smart school. It is far cry from what is happening in Enugu. So it is a total new innovation in our educational system.
Alright, we did mention that each smart school will have a smart bus.
Boards.
Okay.
Board, yeah, these are smart boards,
Okay.
not the black and white boards. They will communicate with the boards. Yes.
We know that this will not be possible if there is no security in Enugu State. And I want to ask, what's the master stroke that was applied? Bear in mind that before the advent of this administration, there has been security issues ravaging Enugu State. Think of Uzuwani, think of Enugu North as a whole. You traveling through the highways and all that were issues. People were so skeptical about traveling, and then the ease of doing business because of security issues. Please, Honorable, what master stroke did this administration apply?
Okay, thank you. The master stroke is being consistent and being determined, having the political will to confront whatever is the challenges. Starting from the inception of this government, we faced the issue of sit at home that has been there over many years. And today, you can testify that we don't even remember it's a Monday. Monday is as busy and as normal as any other day in Enugu State. And then moved there, His Excellency had the distress response squad. It is a carefully selected set of security personnel that has all the vehicles that you can see positioned at different positions in the state, embedded with AI cameras, artificial intelligence cameras that can dictate faces and then interpret whatever the person is. Once you've had any recognized registration, your BVN, whatever you have once had anything to do that are in the system, those cameras can identify such a person once they have the facial outlook. And then we have the command and control where if you move into that place, you can, at the sitting room of that place, you see the entire metropolis that have been covered with these cameras. And each of these distress response squad vehicle is being monitored to make sure they are where they are supposed to be. They are not there to do stop and search. And then from there, he's been working seriously with the security agencies. And I equally want to appreciate the police, the army, and other security agencies for their support to this government. There is no society that is crime-free. But what His Excellency has reduced crime in Enugu is like this now an incident. It is not a normal occurrence. I know there was a time that it was like every other day, people are kidnapped in Enugu. If it's not happening in New Haven, it's happening around the ESBS and several other places. I can tell you, you can bear witness for some months now. We've not had any incident along Opi-Ubogo Road. That is what it not used to be. Before then, it was like every other day you have things happening there. So it's the determination of His Excellency and what he has been able to inject to the security apparatus of the state that we've been able to battle the insurgents, battle those people that have decided to be committing crime. Going towards Uwogo, Isuzo, Ikem Road, we've had a lot of challenges there, but today we've been able to nip those ones in the bud. So you can attest to what happened when we hosted the Nigerian Bar Association, when we have over 20,000 lawyers in this city. It took a lot of planning and commitment that went into that planning to make sure that Enugu is purely secured. So His Excellency is passionate about the security, which is the primary aim of governance, to secure the lives and property of the people. So His Excellency knows that the onus is on him to do that, and he has been working assiduously to make sure that there is security of lives and property in Enugu State.
When you were answering the question, you went into what my next question would have been. Because I have spoken to the police high command in Enugu State concerning the report of that conference. Over 20,000 persons converging in Enugu State without any incident of crime being reported. And when we spoke with the police high command in Enugu State, the kudos was to the state governor, the state government, and you mentioned it's about meticulous planning. It's never heard of. Beyond the planning, what exactly did you do? How was that achieved? Because it's short of miracle in modern history.
Well, how it was achieved is because it was well planned. And like I said, I give kudos also to the security personnel who worked according to the plan, who stood at their beat where they were asked to stay, and made sure that there was free movement and that every car that is coming in and going out is scrutinized. Kudos to those that were at the command and control, where they were monitoring all the movements within the Enugu metropolis. And then if there's anywhere they feel there's an infringement, they get in touch with the nearest DRS vehicle that is there to respond immediately to that call. So it was pure planning, not just the security, the health aspect of it. We could have had a lot of health challenges at that conference, but the health team were there on ground, set up a lot of health for first aids there, and then everything was moving on according to plan. So I still go back, it is proper planning, and we are in no distant time, we are expecting to host another function that will touch the entire nation. What is it called? Art Festival is coming to Enugu. So we're going to host the entire 36 states and Abuja once more. Their contingents will be in Enugu for the National Festival of Arts. It's happening this year. And then, by next year, we'll be hosting the National Sports Festival. So we hope and pray that the God that helped us to achieve this one will always show us mercy, and we will excel in those programs programs that we are expecting to take place.
All right, Honorable, before I let you go, let's crush a little some bones. We've eaten the meat, let's crush a little bones. Now, talking about the bus rapid terminal, the unveiling of the buses, the unveiling of Hotel Presidential, the launching of Enugu Air has become to a lot of guests on this program. Some have heard that these programs, though commendable, those projects, though very commendable, but are elitist. What do you say to that?
Well, His Excellency wants to make Enugu State the destination for business and tourism. And if you are talking about putting up things that people will come to Enugu to see, at least you make their movements easy. Before now, it takes you how many days for you to get a flight into Enugu? And most cases, those flights are delayed. You might book a morning flight, they will compile all those that had afternoon flight and evening flight together and bring them into Enugu. But it is not so today with the advent of Enugu Air. Today I can assure you can go to Abuja in the morning, hold your meeting and return back to Enugu before 5 p.m. It is possible. We've done it. It is possible now. Now, when you talk about people coming into Enugu, you must give them a decent and a sane society. The bus terminals is to make our transport sector to be well organized. Buses, you know where these buses will move into. You know where they are going to stop. You have the bus shelters. We're equally trying to enforce that these bus shelters are made properly used by the commuters. So you know where to stand. These are trying to put Enugu State in an orderly manner. So how does it just become elitist? Is it the elites that are entering buses? The elites enter the buses, the commoners enter these buses. That's why we're able to battle to make sure that the price is considerably cheap from what it used to be. Now, yes, there is a strata of people in everything, in every society. Hotel Presidential, from the inception, has been a government hotel. It has not been for all commoners. So, it is still what it is. We've had a Hotel Presidential. Now, kudos should be given to Peter, but that hotel that have been in comatose for over 20-something years is today functional. That the Niger gas that we have totally forgotten is today functional. That the Enugu sunrise flour mill will come into stream in no distant time. These are things he's doing. When people talk about elitist something, do you know how much billions that was injected into the Enugu economy within that 1 week of that Nigerian Bank conference? The women that sold bole at Opera Square, the women that sold food, abacha, palm wine, they are not the elitists. But if we don't have those structures, we do not have the International Conference Center that hosted that conference, they will not be here. We do not have a number of keys that those people can lodge into, they will not be here. So what we are doing is balancing it, and then it's encompassing one way or the other. It trickles down to everybody, So it's not being elitist.
Thank you, Honorable. But there's an issue that I want you to address before I let you go further. The issue of voter registration. There has been an ongoing online registration with Aneke, and the data they release, Enugu is not really faring well. In all, I spoke with an Aneke officer recently. In all, Enugu has not been able to register up to 3,000 persons. What do you have to say in that regard?
Okay, I am sure that the person you spoke to maybe some weeks back, but I am sure by the time INEC releases their next official figure, you will be surprised with the figures that Enugu State must be boasting of. His Excellency the Governor, not minded that the issue of voters has nothing to do with the party. It is the civic rights of the people. His Excellency sponsored the leadership of our own party in Enugu State today, PDP, and including my office, we toured the 17 local governments where we encourage the local government chairmen to help in enlightening the people that this is their right, that they should go to get this PVC. And I'm telling you, because for now, INEC is, like we said, is doing online, and they are doing physical registration in their various offices across the local government. So in Enugu State today, you have 17 INEC offices in the 17 local government where registration is happening even as we speak. So what we've done is to help mobilize our people, enlighten them, help them, assist them where possible to get to INEC offices to get this card. It is not just pure new registration. They are equally exchanging the cards. Those that their voters card are defaced, those that have lost their own, those that relocated from where they used to live and then come into Enugu, you can now change your voter's card to reflect your present place of abode. If yours have got missing or the card is defaced, they will be exchanged. So I can assure you that by the time INEC releases the new performance, Enugu will not be at the bottom where you saw it last time. So we are working seriously about that. And I equally want to appeal to Aneke TV to use your forum to let our people know that it is their civic right for them to have that voter's card. It is not about, you never know who you can now want to vote for. It's not about Peter Mba. It is not about that. We want our people to participate. It is not just about the voter's card. They should know that based on the registration strength, that is where you can have state constituencies can be created, other things that you have to do with the election, federal constituencies. If you are saying our people is beyond, has grown past one federal constituency or one state constituency, what they should be looking at, what is the voting strength of that area. So bearing that in mind, it is something that we should encourage everybody that have not gotten this voter's card or that have turned 18 from the last time this exercise was conducted. It is an opportunity for them to go get their voter's card. Because I plead with you people to help make a jingle in your television that can be played repeatedly as part of your corporate responsibilities. Thank you.
Is independence good? What again can you tell Nigerians, Enugu in particular?
Yeah. What I would tell the Enugu is that yes, like I said before, we still thank God that we are celebrating independence. Whoever that is alive has hope. We believe that these challenges that we are grappling with in the country called Nigeria, that somehow we will overcome, and then we'll be able to make Nigeria to be that nation that our founding fathers dreamed of. So I am urging our people in the Enugu to keep hope alive and keep supporting the government. And as a Christian, keep praying for those in authority, because that is what the Bible has urged us to do. Leadership is not easy. You need to pray for them so that they will continue to be focused, that the Spirit of God will direct them to do things that will be beneficial to the common man.
Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you.
Speaking to Chief Honorable Frank Adioma Ezesinachi, the SPA, Political Matters, to His Excellency Dr. Peter Ndubisi Mba. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, sir.
My pleasure too.
This is where we brought the cutting today on the inside. But remember, your voice matters. On the inside, your voice really matters. Reach us with after the insight on these issues Honorable has raised and the questions you want us to ask him or other topic you want us treated. Reach us with the hashtag the insight at our social media handles or at Aneke TV, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, or X. Thank you for staying
Uche